I'd like to call on Glenn Koenig, who is the advisor on audio affairs for the town, and he is going to inform us about the new and improved microphone system. But before you start, Mr. Koenig,
improving.
It's been a long effort to get to this point, and let's see how good it is. No, I was asked to announce that that Arlington Community Media Government Access Channels, Comcast 10 and RCN 15 are broadcasting this meeting live and in color, as they used to say, and uninterrupted by commercials. You can tune in, despite what it said in the Advocate, you can tune in that at those of you out in television land, 8 o'clock Monday and Wednesday for the foreseeable future. Mr. Koenig.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. My name is Glenn Koenig. I'm a former town meeting member. I was elected to town meeting between 1979 and 1995, so I spent a lot of time sitting where you are. I've been working with Patsy Kramer and the town manager and the Board of Selectmen over the past few months to improve the sound in Town Hall, and I'm up here to ask your cooperation in this effort. We're having the microphones, cables, amplifiers, and the other associated equipment tested and adjusted. The job is not finished. There's still a little bit of hum in the system that you might be able to hear. We think it's under the floor where I'm standing. We're going to have somebody come crawl around under there in a couple of days and see if they can determine the source of the problem. It's a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be when I took this effort on, believe me. Learning how to use the sound system is important because there are actually 3 audiences when you speak. The first is the audience in the hall listening on the loudspeakers, which many of you can hear right now. The second is people using assisted listening devices. I'm happy to announce that we're much closer to being completely in compliance with the Americans for Disabilities Act. We don't have the sign on the door yet, but we're getting there. But we do have assisted listening devices to hand out to people who come in. You may have noticed that in the back there's a sign-up sheet. If you would like to try one, please do so. We hope to have a survey about their use and about those who don't need them or don't think they need them here on Wednesday. So if you kindly fill that out for us, I'd appreciate it. The third audience, of course, is the cable TV audience at home. So what should you do? The first thing I wanted to say was about using the microphone. Typically today you can graduate from high school or even college and no one's ever told you how to hold a microphone. So I'm here to do it in the next, hopefully, 3 minutes. The first thing is to hold it in the middle of the barrel, please, not up around the end and not at the bottom. The second thing is to hold it up like this. I'll put this one on so that you're talking straight into it. I brought this flashlight because it's kind of like you're shining a flashlight directly into your mouth. Okay? This way. Please don't shine it up your nose or at your hair, well, if you have hair, or at the ceiling. It's not going to work very well that way. It's better to hold it up like this as if, you know, the doctor's looking in or whatever. The third thing is, please don't yell out in the hall unless you actually are handed the microphone. It's very tempting to begin speaking before you receive it or before you reach the actual lectern where you can speak from, but please resist that temptation. And I've seen so many people who lean in and say, "Can you hear me?" And then they stand back here and deliver their speech. So when you ask if you can be heard, please assume the position you're going to be in when you speak. I'm almost done. Now I'll tell you why that we ask this. The first thing is that the microphone is designed to be less sensitive to sounds coming in from behind or from the side than it is from the top. If you cover it up with your hand, you defeat that function. That's why you should keep your hand off the grill work at the top. And that's why you shouldn't try to speak into the side of it, but into the end. The other reason is that this is a wireless microphone. How does the sound get out of this? Well, this is a radio transmitter, and the receiver in the back has to pick up the radio waves. If you put your hand over the transmitting antenna, your body's going to soak up the radio waves, and you're going to interfere with the sound. So the middle is the best place to hold it. I know some of you saw me do this on election coverage, and I'm sorry if it's redundant, but a lot of people didn't get to catch that broadcast. And And I already talked about the hearing-assisted system. So that basically concludes my remarks. If you have any questions, you can contact me or Patsy Kramer or speak to the moderator, and they'll get through to us. If there's any problem with the sound in Town Hall, or you happen to be home because you just couldn't make it that night, you're ill or something, and you notice problems on our cable coverage at home, please contact us about it then. We really want to try to make this work right. Thank you very much.
My fault, input on the switch. If this new thing works, we'll really be grateful.